Hi, hello, welcome. If you can't go out and protest or if you can't donate, you should be petitioning. In the description of this video, I will put a link that has links to various petitions you can sign that helps out with the Black Lives Matter movement, that helps victims of, racially motivated police brutality. I'll also be putting in a link to a video you can watch that by watching helps out with those very same issues. Once you've signed those petitions and watched those videos, come back and see me. Oh, you've come back to see me? I've missed you so very much. Over quarantine, I've been watching a lot of those, what are they? Moving pictures? No? Oh, movies, yes. I can't talk about all the movies I've watched because once you listen to me for about 7 or so minutes, you start to realize,
wow, this girl is really annoying!
Instead, we're just gonna be talking about the best, the worst, and David Bowie in the Labyrinth. Not really, but like if you want to talk to me about it, I mean, I guess we can.
You remind me of the babe.
Okay, first movie, guess what it is? If you said John Carpenter's 1982 horror sci-fi classic, The Thing, you would be a winner! These guys are out there in the Arctic and suddenly they find this horrible, monstrous beast. You guessed it, your mom. I'm not usually that into sci-fi, and then I watched it and I was like, phew. So even if you're not into sci-fi, I'd recommend checking it out. It's not that scary, although the body horror is pretty trippy. So yeah, it slaps. The Danish Girl is a super beautiful timepiece drama based on a true story, actually. It takes place in a time where they definitely had showers, but I don't know if they had cool shower handles or yeah, so around that time, I guess. I don't want to spoil too much actually because I think everyone should watch it. I will say it is an LGBT movie, and something it does great at is it takes the perspective of someone who is LGBT and someone who isn't LGBT, and seeing those two perspectives not only draws in a wider audience, but it also just makes the story more complete and a lot more sad. Now we're going to talk about literally the worst movie on my list. Enemy. To be fair, the only reason I watched Enemy was because Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, and there was a lot of Jake Gyllenhaal. There was 2 of him, actually, to be specific, and they were Jakin, they were Jillen, they were Holland, and I absolutely despised it. Of course, art's totally subjective, good for you if you like it. It's an A24 film, so it's got that deeper meaning, that meaning being that it's trash! Haha! Sorry, that was mean. Sorry, Jake. Sorry to Bother You is a great movie and I recommend watching it. However, I need to say something, so spoiler alert, warning, red button. Sorry to Bother You is smart, funny, relevant,
incredible, amazing,
but I think there's just a little too much naked horse people in it for me. Compared to the normal amount of naked horse people in a movie, it's just a little too much. Or maybe not enough. This next film is the deadliest film ever made. Antrim. The first 20 or so minutes of Antrim is a documentary about how the movie is cursed and how everyone who watches it will die in the first 24 hours that they view it. I watched Antrim. It was okay. I mean, I died, so that sucked. But other than that, Antrim honestly isn't that scary. I think it's... Okay, I'm a little scared. Mom? And then I thought I was hearing noises. Wait, it looks safe in here, right?
Yeah, it does. So wasn't that Pikachu facing the other direction?
Eighth Grade is about this quirky but lonely girl who has a YouTube channel and she tries to be funny, but she's not really funny, and she struggles making friends, and oh no. 8th grade is super funny, but it's also super sad. I mean, it just takes you through all the emotions, and it's like the most realistic movie I've seen about school. And I mean, I've seen The Kissing Booth, and that was just spot on.
Oh my God.
Okay, next movie is... what's that? I've changed. No. If anyone here has changed, it's you. You know, I put everything into this relationship, and you used to too. And now, what do you put into this marriage? You put in over-grilled hot dogs. And you know what? I don't even like hot dogs. I don't. I mean, actually, they're okay, I guess. I'm sausages. Literally, like, right after filming, I watched Moonlight, and I was like, I'm going to feel like a huge idiot if I don't talk about Moonlight, because this movie deserves to be talked about. Moonlight won the Oscar for Best Picture not that long ago, not to be mixed up with La La Land, which also won Best Picture at the Oscars that same year, but actually didn't because they mixed it up, even though I feel like that's a really hard thing to mix up at the Oscars. Moonlight is a drama about a black man who grows up in a like poor neighborhood, and his mother struggles with a drug addiction, and he's struggling with his sexuality and who he is. I think the filming of it was just stunning. Out of all these movies I'm talking about, this is probably one you should go watch, like, for sure. Next up, we got House LLC. House LLC is about these people who it's their job to make haunted houses, and then they find this house and they want to make it into a haunted house, but it turns out the house is already haunted, so their job's done and the movie ends. Just kidding, there's more like hell than that actually. This movie I think is a underrated horror gem. It is a found footage movie, and I know with found footage movies you either love it, hate it, or are given severe nausea. For me, I love it. It has clowns and a house and hell and LLC. So, the platform. Netflix shoved this movie down my throat, and I think a lot of other people's throats were assaulted by Netflix. It's hard for me to talk about this movie because I think it does generally have a good message about like world hunger and whatnot, which is great, right? But you know what isn't great? Pee-pee, poo-poo, and excessive violence. You know, I think when you have a movie about an important message, you would want to leave the audience with that in their head, that wow, this is a serious issue and we should try to combat this. And you don't want to leave the audience thinking, wow, that was disgusting. But that is what they did, and that was the platform. So like many of you, and by many of you, probably like one or two of you, I'm really interested in like disturbing horror movies, but like I'm too scared to watch them myself, so instead I spend a good amount of my time watching YouTube videos about other people watching them. But one day I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch one myself. And that's when I watched The Green Inferno. The Green Inferno is an awesome movie. If you love diarrhea, mutilation, and dialogue that makes you want to go shove your face against a cheese grater. Now, I know you're probably like,
Amelia, are you being a little hypocritical because you gave this movie a 5 out of 10?
Let me tell you something.
this movie was made to gross people out. And as someone who doesn't usually watch gross out films, I was grossed out. So that's that, bada bing, bada boom. Let's talk about something a little bit classier. Let's talk about the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. This movie is a 2001 spoof or parody of 1950s sci-fi B-movies. My friend's mom said it was the best movie she's ever watched, so boom. Take that, Pulp Fiction. This is a silly movie, so if you're a silly goose, just go back in your pond and put this on. I could probably sit here and talk to you about movies for hours, and, well, actually that's what I just did. Here's my full list of what I've watched over quarantine movie-wise and what I rated each one. Let me know in the comments below if you like this type of video, if you want to hear me ramble about movies, if you're thinking, oh my god, when will she shut up? Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to stay safe, stay sane, stay sexy. That was, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go. I'll just go. Bye guys. Do I have something in my teeth? Cheese it. No. Wheat Thin.